Okay, so it has been a few days since the Cybertruck launch. It was a blast of an event. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the first drive that I posted already. But I kind of want to talk about it. After having some time to think about it, there's a lot that wasn't discussed, and maybe even some indications of things to come to the rest of Tesla's fleet. So a couple things I noticed right off the bat is that the doors are actually pretty thick, as is the glass. Obviously, if you're going to have that kind of glass and everything, it's going to be pretty thick. So it's going to weigh a decent amount. So being that the exterior is that stainless steel, you need to lose weight anywhere you can. And I think one of those things is going to start with that dashboard. Everyone was thinking it was marble. It actually wasn't, though. I was able to touch it. I was sitting in the front seat, and we actually were able to find out it is paper-based, which is kind of crazy, but I'm sure they've come up with some really crazy things for SpaceX and everything, and I think a lot of that's going to kind of carry over, especially for the Cybertruck. I don't know, maybe that's an indicator of what might be coming for the new S and X refresh. It was a very nice, white, very large dashboard. I mean, you could probably sit a dinner plate on it and eat dinner there if you really wanted to, but beyond that was actually a single air duct, or what at least looked like that. So it wouldn't surprise me if we kind of saw something like that in the new S and X interior refresh, whenever that may be, hopefully early 2020. Also in that interior though, we saw a newly revised rear view mirror autopilot assembly all-in-one unit. So everything we've seen up to this point had the autopilot housing and the rear view mirror together, but more or less separate. Now, what we saw in the Cybertruck is it was like one molded piece, which looked amazing. And the coolest thing about this is your rearview mirror wasn't a mirror at all. Actually, it's not a rearview mirror, it's a rearview camera. There was no mirror aspect in it at all. Because you have that vault in the back with that closing lid and everything, you can't exactly have a rearview mirror because that would block it. Now, what they did is they just do a live feed permanently up to the mirror. But I'm surprised Tesla hasn't even done this themselves yet in their cars. I would really love to see that in the upcoming S and X, Model Y, maybe even the Roadster. I don't know. There's a lot of opportunity with that. Now, speaking of mirrors and everything, it didn't have side mirrors, and that has a lot of people really triggered. They didn't have side mirrors on the Roadster. I have a feeling the Roadster will be early enough where they're gonna need side mirrors, but maybe we can take them off for the track or whatever. I don't really know yet. It'd be nice. But my idea with this is they could potentially have that little triangle piece of glass that is actually on the car, not the door, could be like a little mini heads-up display or like an actual screen, and that's where they could display live feed out the side cameras. Because those side cameras are actually so wide, you really wouldn't have any blind spot because it would catch anything pretty much from here back, and anything else you would be able to see. You already look in that direction. I really don't understand why we can't have little side displays rather than mirrors. That would be amazing. And speaking of those side cameras, they're actually hidden in those wheel arches. And a lot of people actually missed this and were commenting, oh, it doesn't even have autopilot, da-da-da-da-da. And I was actually able to take some pretty nice close-up photos and everything and actually show that's where the cameras were, which is really awesome because you really don't have that much of a front fender to really put those on. So having them in that little like wheel arch, I think is perfect. It fits in beautifully since they're black and everything. Absolutely loved it. But also on the interior, we noticed a 17-inch horizontal display. So Model 3 has a 15-inch horizontal. Model S and X have a 17-inch vertical. Now that vertical screen, while it was great to begin with and everything, with the addition of like YouTube and being able to watch movies in your car, vertical screens just don't work. There's a lot of wasted real estate, either above or below or wherever have you. And so I really love seeing this horizontal screen design. Now it does look to be a different aspect ratio than Model S and X screens, but this might be our first look at the potential Model S and X refresh screen. It would make sense to keep it a 17-inch. That way it's a little bit more premium than the Model 3 15-inch. And seeing it like that, it was a beautiful screen. The UI was amazing. That might have given us a glimpse of our first version 11 UI. I absolutely loved how everything was kind of right there on the left. You had that overlay when you went into your settings and everything. You didn't just get like a full like pop-up window. It looked really beautiful. I really hope that is what they're working on for version 11. But But along with all that in the interior was super roomy. You had no center console, so there is that. Some people love their center console, some people hate it. The original Model S's didn't have one, and now they do. So I kind of want to say people wanted their center console back. But Elon did say there will be a slew of accessories that they will make with this, so potentially they'll make a drop-in center console for those of you that don't really care about seating 6. I really don't care to seat 6. I've seated 6 in the Model X once or twice, but I don't really need that. So I'm fine with 5 if I could get a little bit of center console. And it's potential, though, that there might be like 2 glove boxes. There could be the regular glove box, and there could be like a glove box in the middle that kind of drops down, and that's kind of like your other center console, and you could just leave it down when you wanted and then push it up if you ever needed a seat 6. It was a very interesting design. We've seen a lot of like bench seats, though, from way back in like the 60s and 70s, maybe even trucks, and I'm not a huge fan of that. I'm not gonna lie. Now, I will say sun visors, I don't know about those, because technically the windshield kind of ends like right above your head, so there's really no room for a sun visor. So I'm thinking they're going to do something like the X sun visor and have it in the A pillar and have it something you can kind of pull out. That would be my best guess. I don't really know. We didn't see anything like that. Now, one thing I found really interesting was that vault in the back. It was a 6.5 foot bed, which is absolutely massive. It looked like the whole cabin, everything had been shifted forward to allow that room in the back for that vault and bed. Now, it had an amazing cover on it that I really love. It opened extremely fast, and supposedly you can even stand on it and everything, and it would be just fine. It won't collapse or anything. And even Elon said you can actually make that a solar cover and potentially get up to 15 miles of range per day just from the sun. And I absolutely love that. That is something I would absolutely buy in a heartbeat. That is an option I will get on my truck, because I sit outside when I'm at work during the day. I would love to be able to trickle charge my battery. It makes perfectly good sense. Now, in the past, it hasn't worked out very well because solar panels and everything just weren't as efficient. Now, with Tesla being able to control everything in the process, the solar panels, the installation, the car, everything, it really makes sense that they look into this a lot more, especially with their small solar roof tiles. They could make each little piece of that like a little mini solar roof tile. I think it would be excellent. The stainless steel exterior looked beautiful, very much DeLorean-like in design, and that is something I would definitely get. I don't know if I would get it painted. I love that design, and it looks very good in my opinion, as well as being super rugged. Now, the glass demonstration didn't go off perfectly. It is to be expected, as Elon joked around, room for improvement, which I think is a great way to kind of brush it.
Not bad. Room for improvement.
But I don't know, there's a lot I think that can be rolled over, and might have been our first look at the new S and X refresh. The dashboard, the interior layout with the center screen, everything. I really think there might be something more to those, because Elon does kind of like to have little like Easter eggs in presentations, and that might have been our first look at that, which I think is awesome. Comment down below what you guys think about it. What do you guys think about the truck? Did you order it? I will say I did order it, and then I ordered another one. But after some thinking about it, I went ahead and ordered 2 trucks. Reason being that the all-wheel drive dual motor will be out a year before the tri-motor. So I'm going to go ahead and pick that one up, and then as soon as the tri-motor comes out, I'll use my other reservation. And I don't know, maybe if my parents are looking to replace their truck, they might be interested in my dual motor, or maybe I'll just sell it privately. I don't know yet. We have plenty of time to think that through. But that's why I ordered 2. Not going to keep both, unless David for some reason falls in love with it, but I think the truck is actually going to be my daily driver when I get it, and I can't be more excited. Definitely some things might change though, depending on regulations, such as maybe the lights a little bit to have like more clear turn signals and everything. They might end up having to put those side mirrors on, fingers crossed they don't. I'm sure there will be some changes before everything goes into production. That is to be expected. But I think what we kind of saw is basically what we're going to get, which I couldn't be more excited for. Definitely let me know, though, what you guys thought about it. A lot of you hated it and then responded to your comments that you said you hated it and said, you know what, it grew on you and you placed an order, which I think is awesome. It definitely will grow on you. And seeing it in person is much different than like seeing it on YouTube or whatever you guys were doing to watch the live stream. So Yeah, super excited for it. Can't wait to get my hands on one. But that's pretty much it for this one. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. As always, huge thanks to our channel sponsor, Abstract Ocean. If you guys are looking to accessorize your Model SX or Model 3, much like this one, definitely check them out. All linked down below, and using code Tesla Inventory will get you 15% off your first purchase. My two must-have accessories are definitely going to be a center console wrap, because I'm not a huge fan of that gloss black scratch prone material, which I'm super excited to say the truck did not have, as well as a matte screen protector to reduce any glare as well as fingerprints. As always though, thumbs up if you enjoyed that video. Go and click here to subscribe, here for some other ones, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.